Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about something that most men think they already know, but science says otherwise. You've probably heard it 1,000 times, that size is what really matters. But what if I told you that's not exactly true, at least, not in the way most people believe? I'm a urologist, and I've spent years studying how men's bodies change with age, especially after 40 and 50. And here's what surprised even me. Recent research shows that what women actually care about isn't what you might expect. It's not just about inches, it's about health, blood flow, and confidence. So before you start worrying about measurements or comparing yourself to what you see online, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we'll break down what science really says about size, aging, and what truly matters for satisfaction. Let's start with the data. What studies around the world have actually discovered? When it comes to size, there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of truth. So let's look at what real science says. According to one of the largest studies ever conducted by King's College London and published in the British Journal of Urology International, the average erect length for men around the world is about 5.16 inches. That's right, 5 inches, not the exaggerated numbers you often hear online. And here's the interesting part. When researchers surveyed thousands of women, most said size wasn't the main factor for satisfaction. What really mattered were connection, confidence, and overall health. In fact, urologists explain that physical satisfaction is strongly tied to blood flow and hormonal balance, not just measurements. When your circulation is strong, your body performs better, period. This is why lifestyle, diet, and stress play such a huge role in men's health, especially as we get older. A 2021 review from Harvard Men's Health Watch highlighted that many men underestimate how things like sleep quality, exercise, and heart health influence their performance. A healthy cardiovascular system supports better blood flow, which affects not only stamina, but also confidence and intimacy. So, when we talk about size, what we're really talking about is vascular health and self-perception, more than anatomy alone. And here's something else science found fascinating. In several global studies, women reported that confidence and attentiveness were far more attractive than any physical measurement. In other words, what you project mentally and emotionally often outweighs what's measured physically. So if you've ever worried about being enough, remember, your body's performance is a reflection of how well you care for your health, not just your genetics. Real confidence starts inside, with your mindset, your circulation, and your energy. Up next, we'll explore why men over 50 might notice changes in size or function, and what's actually happening inside the body as we age. As men get older, many start to notice subtle changes. Maybe things don't look or feel quite the same as they used to. But here's the key point. These changes are completely normal and backed by science. Let's break down why this happens and what's really going on inside your body. First, let's talk about testosterone. This hormone plays a huge role in energy, mood, and circulation. Starting in your 30s and 40s, testosterone levels naturally begin to decline, usually around 1% per year. It's not a sudden drop, but over time it can lead to changes in muscle mass, skin elasticity, and even how the tissues in the pelvic area respond. When blood flow becomes less efficient, the tissue inside the penis, called the corpora cavernosa, may not expand as fully. This can make it seem like there's a slight reduction in size, even though the structure itself hasn't really changed. Next, there's circulatory health. As we age, the blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients throughout the body can lose flexibility. This affects overall vascular function, including the vessels responsible for arousal. It's one reason why doctors often say, what's good for your heart is good for your sexual health. Maintaining healthy blood flow through regular exercise and a heart-friendly diet is one of the most effective ways to support performance at any age. Another factor is lifestyle stress. High stress, poor sleep, smoking, and heavy drinking all impact hormone levels and circulation. Over time, these habits can make natural physiological changes appear more dramatic than they actually are. The good news is that science also shows the body can recover, circulation can improve, hormone levels can be supported, and confidence can come back stronger than ever. With the right habits, Many men feel more energetic and capable in their 50s than they did in their 30s. Up next, we'll uncover what women actually value most and why confidence and connection often matter far more than any physical measurement. Here's where things get really interesting. For decades, pop culture has made men believe that size is the ultimate measure of attraction. But when urologists and behavioral scientists actually asked women, the answers told a very different story. Studies published by the Journal of Sexual Medicine and King's College London found that the majority of women rated emotional connection, communication, and confidence as far more important than physical size. In fact, many participants said that being with a partner who is attentive, caring, and comfortable in his own skin created a stronger sense of satisfaction. In other words, it's not about the number on a ruler, it's about how present you are in the moment. Dr. Aaron Spitz, a board-certified urologist and author of the Penis Book, often reminds his patients, a healthy relationship starts with a healthy body and mindset. That means your lifestyle habits, like getting enough sleep, maintaining good circulation, and managing stress, play a much bigger role than most men realize. When you feel confident in your health, that confidence naturally shows up in your interactions. There's also something deeper going on biologically. Women are highly responsive to emotional chemistry, subtle signals of security, attention, and vitality. When your energy and mood are balanced, your body language changes. You seem more grounded, more attractive, more engaging. That's something no number can replicate. And here's the truth from a medical perspective: your body is built to adapt. By improving blood flow, eating nutrient-rich foods like leafy greens and beets, staying active, and reducing stress, you support not just performance, but overall well-being. The result? You feel more alive, and that's what truly resonates in a relationship. So the next time someone tells you size is everything, remember, science and experience say otherwise. True satisfaction comes from health, confidence, and connection, not comparison. Coming up next, we'll wrap everything together: how to maintain vitality, boost confidence, and build lasting satisfaction at any age. So, after looking at all the research and medical facts, one thing becomes clear: what truly matters isn't just size, but how well your body functions and how confident you feel in it. Science shows that good circulation, balanced hormones, and emotional connection are what make the biggest difference, especially as men age. If you focus on your overall health, staying active, eating well, managing stress, and maintaining a positive mindset, your energy, confidence, and satisfaction naturally improve. And that's something both you and your partner will notice. Remember, taking care of your heart, your hormones, and your mental well-being is the foundation for lasting vitality. So the next time you hear myths or unrealistic comparisons online, take a breath and look at the real data. Your worth isn't defined by a number. It's reflected in how you live, how you connect, and how you take care of yourself every single day. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, because next, we'll talk about how men over 50 can naturally support testosterone and keep their vitality strong without relying on quick fixes.